All right. Well, our next question sent in to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Daniel Walsh. Hello, fellow Cornette members.
Fellow Cornette. Well, there's only really one Cornette member.
Do you believe?
I wish I had two. I wouldn't be using the one I've been using, but nevertheless.
Do you believe if MJF in an alternate universe and wrestling show was to have gone to developmental WWE NXT training route? Well, this is worded really bad.
It's no Charlie.
Basically, the question is, if MJF, let's say he didn't go to AEW, let's say he got signed by the WWE and they sent him on the route that they send everyone else, go through NXT, get retrained how to talk and how to work, what do you think would have happened? Do you think that, I'm trying to read in any setting, due to his natural, talented personality and mic skills, however, since everything is micromanaged and every personal issue and promo has to be approved via the creative team, would we see that sparkling light?
Well, that was worded very unwieldily, but the answer is no, it would have fucked him up. And people will say, well, my God, how can they not see this obvious talent? Somebody in developmental, as soon as he did the first promo, would have said, oh, shit, we're about to fucking have a star here, right? And so they would have been naturally in his corner and on his side, which meant that all the other people that had anything to say about anything that didn't like that guy or those people would then by extension say, well, we're going to prove you wrong about this guy. It's a fucking mess. It's ridiculous. And then also he would have been told to do stuff, as the emailer said, as to where it wouldn't have been him. And no, it's much better that a guy like that, especially, who's not going to do the stupid bullshit of the indies or keep the stupid bullshit of the indies to a minimum, or maybe had done stupid bullshit, but now that he don't have to, he ain't going to fucking put up with it or whatever, that knows who he is and who he's supposed to be and what he wants to do. It's always better that they go get experience somewhere else. Because here's another thing. MJF just had a great match with fucking Cody. But could he have a match with anybody in NXT except maybe an Adam Cole where they would understand how to work like that rather than doing all the 100-mile-an-hour high-impact shit that they do to have a money match, to work and draw money? No, Cody knows because he grew up the son of a plumber and the son of a legend, and he knows the wrestling business. MJF in NXT would not be put in the ring with veterans to show that he's as good as a veteran now because he studied this shit. He would have had to try to have the NXT matches, and then he'd look like, actually, he wouldn't look like everybody else. He'd look worse because he's not supposed to be fucking doing goddamn falcon arrows off the top rope. So the point is, he's been a few places, and he's actually been able to break out by being himself, and in a place like MLW that let him be himself, except when fucking Teddy Hart wanted to give him a goddamn fucking Canadian destroyer off the top of a ladder through a fucking table. For fuck's sake. And
what happened there? He shot it down?
You think? So, you know, but yes, that's another reason why I fucking love this kid, because he knows not to do stupid shit that will prevent him from making millions of dollars in the future. But anyway, and then he goes to AEW where he can work with veterans and where he's given time to just do his own promos and get his shit across. So yes, he would have been massively constricted by the WWE system. It used to, a guy like that, if he'd come to OVW, well, as long as he was in OVW, he would have been my top heel, either my champion or in contention for it, and featured on every television program. And I would air any video that he brought me sight unseen. But then he would have gone to the main roster and they would have fucking started him from scratch as a goddamn, you know, probably a Boy Scout, you know, or some fucking stupid bullshit on Raw and killed the whole thing. Now you can be more of yourself in the ring in NXT, but I'm still seeing a lot of producifying going on those promos. So, I think it's better that he took this path.
Some of the other people that you've put over in the last year or so as being really good young workers that show a lot, Hammerstone, for instance, or even Selena De Laurenta, who's not necessarily a worker as much as a personality. Do you think the same thing with them? Do you think it would benefit them to go to a place like AEW versus NXT?
Well, I'll tell you what I told Selena De Laurenta to her face, which this is not advice for everybody. This is only advice for prodigies. This is only advice if you're so stand out much better than the rest of the people doing whatever it is similar to what you do, wrestling, managing, etc., announcing, whatever. Only if you're a prodigy. I told her, I said, stay right here with MLW. She's 22 years old, right? I said, stay right here with MLW because you're on television and you're getting great television time. And also you're working with a variety of talent that at least has been around the world somewhere. If they're not 20-year veterans, they're not just fucking jacklegs from the local Kmart. She's not only getting opportunities to do social media and things, but also she was getting some television production experience and also getting experience working in the booking office because she's fluent in both Spanish and English. So she was able to translate for some of the luchadors. I said, stay here as long as you can to soak up all this knowledge. And even in 5 years, you will be 27 years old. And if you still want to be in wrestling, you will already be established as yourself, as you, as what you want to, how you want to present yourself. And then you'll also have such a reputation because she's a fantastic talker, looks like $1 million. It is so different than most of the women that I've seen in the scene that, you can go somewhere else and make even shit tons more money, but still be yourself rather than somebody trying to remake you because you're not fully cooked yet. And that's the thing. You always make as much of a reputation for yourself as you can, but, in some way before you get signed. Even if, the MMA crossovers, Ronda Rousey had a great reputation before she'd ever had one wrestling match or one day of wrestling class. So, you're not going to fucking change her into being goddamn Rebecca of Donnybrook Farm with a gimmick that she's from Idaho and carries a cow to the ring. It's Ronda Rousey. You always want to try to create some kind of buzz around your own personality or get some kind of oomph to you to where when they sign you, they still want you to be you rather than thinking they've got a better idea for you. Does that make any sense?
That makes a lot of sense. What about Hammerstone?
He's, once again, just let him be himself. He's this big, good-looking, jacked-up, cocky fucking guy that can move around. His work is good. He's got some high-impact shit, and he can talk. Let him be himself. And then once you see him do some interesting things, come up with ideas on ways that he can extrapolate and exaggerate and fornicate and all those other eights. Basically, he can build on that shit that he's already doing with shit in the same flavor, the same vein, and more of it. More of the good shit, less of the bad shit. Don't give the guy a fucking gimmick. Oh, I thought of this great character. Now we got to find somebody to play it. Fuck you. Find a great character and let him be himself.